Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live, and be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video here. We're going to be watching this playback of a Gardevoir game, or versus a Gardevoir game. We're playing Charizard. Our fantastic Charizard list, I gotta say, I've been very impressed with how this list has been performing both in paper and on TCG Live. This one here, we start out with a two-hand mulligan, unfortunately. Start out with Ho-Oh. Pretty decent starting hand here, considering what we have in hand currently, provided we don't get item locked. Not a bad start. I wish we could have had the Delibird. The Delibird is one of the interesting cards that we have in this list right now. And if we're going first, we like to go first with this list. First turn going first, Delibird can use Quick Gift as its attack on the first turn, which is basically a Pidgeot search, but it uses your turn as the attack. But you can go and grab any card you want from your hand, from your deck, put it in your hand. And so Delibird is a very powerful card in this deck, replacing a few different pieces that you would otherwise would play in Charizard. Looking at Tatsuguri, for example, whatever else, right? So Delibird, obviously very good for anti-bricking, I've been finding in this list. So we see the Gardevoir get set up here. We have the Monkey Dory. They have an absolute god hand to start out here. Pretty frustrating to deal with, obviously. Sitting on the other side of it, we have everything we want here. They're getting a Latias down, they have a Frillish down, they have a free retreat into Frillish item lock. Our entire perfect opening hand here is now completely gone, unfortunately. Pretty tilting, to say the least. And they have Lilies, got a full fresh hand here. They have 5 Psychic Energy in the discard pile. And we are just staring down the barrel of a loaded gun right now. So very not great opening for us. Considering we're going to have a slower start because of the item lock. Yeah, not exactly what we want to see, honestly. Not what we want to see. So Ultra Ball, another 2 energies away. It's a little bit tilting to deal with, I'm not going to lie. So we see a Monkey Dory go in the bin there as well. Ralts coming down. So second Ralts. I mean, this is an insane board to stare down here. They get the Mystery Garden, they get another energy in the discard pile. They start out this game with 5 Psychic Energy in the discard pile. Actually insane. They get the item lock. We are staring down doom right now. Not great. So what is our answer? Well, we have to put Delibird down because Delibird is a bit of an anti-brick. So if we end up getting Jet Energy here, we can jet up Delibird. We don't get what we want. If we don't get what we want out of our Iono, we can at least have a turn here. We do end up getting a salvageable turn. So we get Town Store, we get Charmander. Town Store is going to get us a TM Evolution. So we know that we have Maximum Belt in the deck as well. Not that it's really going to come in very big into this matchup. It could with the Ho-Oh attack at some point, but not really big in this matchup otherwise. So we're just going to go ahead and just take the TM Evo turn, get the Charmeleon out, get the Pidgeotto out. And we know well, we're going to have to chance into Pidgeot or something to get us Pidgeot Charizard in a near future here if we get item locked again. So we're staring at a Frillish. Not really much else to do into Frillish here. We can't really do much. So we're at the mercy of our opponent, who had an absolutely insane start on Gardevoir here. But they're also not very good into Charizard. So one of their biggest things here that they would like to do is go after the Charmeleon, but they're going to choose to do TM Devo. It's a bit of a strange play for TM Devo to come out at this point in time with no Jellicent. So I would expect if a Jellicent hits the board here, TM Devo is the correct play. Otherwise, I would just see Oceanic Gloom. So I don't know why my opponent is using the TM Devo on this turn. It was very strange, but it gave me a window of opportunity to play this game, basically. We end up top decking Rare Candy. We have Arven in hand. So we can at least Ultra Ball for Pidgeot and Arven for Rare Candy and then Pidgeot for Charizard. So we can get something going here. We also want to take cards out of the deck with Town Store. make our life a little bit easier when we're looking for items. So debating on what to throw away here at the Super Rod. We can always get Fez back. I want to keep the Super Rod because there are only 2 Super Rods in this list. Kind of a very important piece for us. So we end up having to Rare Candy into Pidgeot. And we get to Arvin for the second Rare Candy. So in this particular Dragapult, I've been playing Dragapult a lot, so it's in my brain. In this particular Charizard list, there is only 2 Rare Candies because of the amount of TM Evo and the amount of the ways that we can get Pokemon out. We end up going first. So being able to get that Rare Candy into Pidgeot, getting our board set up, we don't have to worry about having multiple Rare Candies later down the road. So it is a choice, mostly because in my Dragapult list, played very similarly. You take your time getting these things out. Don't need as many Rare Candies. So having the Rare Candy at a 2 count has been fine. I haven't really felt like I've needed anything more. We end up getting the Charizard down here. The energy already attached to Ho-Oh means that we can put 2 energy on Ho-Oh, 1 on Charizard. We get to attack with Shining Blaze for 200 big damage because Charizard, being a Terra type, is on the bench. Charizard is now 1 energy away from attacking as well, so very easy setup. We have the energy right off the prizes here. This deck plays 5 fire energies, so our plan here, if we didn't get the energy off of prizes, if we retreat Ho-Oh, we can Super Rod the energy back, Pidgeot search, and then Charizard can attack right away. Not a problem into this deck, hitting for 180. If they don't take a prize, it's always doubled because of all the psychics on that side weak to dark types, so very solid for us. They're going to counter catch up Delibird here. They're going to grab Jellicent, and they're going to grab Frillish and get the item lock going here once again. So we've actively avoided getting a Frillish down, which is fine. Not like it would be great for my opponent to put down a Jellicent at this juncture, because if Jellicent comes down, Charizard's just going to blast it off. So not a great thing for them to put down into a Charizard, obviously. So Iona's going to take away our fire energy back into the deck. We're going to have to Pidgeot search if we want that one back out. We do end up getting the Maximum Belt back in the deck as well. Town Store can easily grab that for us as well, just to get that card back out. We don't want that sitting in the deck for very long, so they are going to get a Curlia down here, and they are, I believe, just going to retreat into Frillish and attack for the Oceanic Loom. So we have lots of different ways to deal with the fact that Delibird's in the active. I didn't want to have a Pokemon down as a liability, so I figured in this turn we just Turo it. Turo could come in handy in a bunch of different situations in this. I just wanted to get Delibird out of play so we don't have to worry about it being a liability later down the road and potentially costing us some prizes. So always good to thin the deck out of cards that you don't necessarily need. So we're going to go and grab Maximum Belt out of the deck here. Was debating on putting Artazon down, but I didn't want to give them free access to other stuff because we could have got another Charmander down at this point, give ourselves a little bit of access. So one thing that made this game a little bit more difficult was our one of Buneary was prized. We do play a 1/1 Buneary Mega Lopunny line in this list, just for the mid-range attack of Lopunny being very strong, especially with Maximum Belt, hitting 280 with Maximum Belt off the bench. Very powerful. So we just take a swing here with Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh doing some heavy lifting in this game. 200 damage with Shining Blaze. Again, massive damage coming out of Ho-Oh because Charizard is on the bench. Terra-type Pokemon being on the bench activates Ho-Oh's Shining Blaze. Extra 100 damage. Doing plenty of work here. So it's important to remember as well, Maximum Belt does increase that to 250. So that is very interesting. So we're going to see a counter catcher here. Lillie's Determination off of the 1 card hand into a brand new set of 8 cards here. Pretty powerful, unfortunately for us, so they get the Gardevoir down. And without very many attackers here, the reason we didn't want to put Artazon down here, we don't want to give them free access to things like Screamtail. We want to give them free access to things like Drifloon, all that sort of stuff. I don't know if this list plays Drifloon or not, because they do play Jellicent, and a lot of Jellicent lists don't use Drifloon, so it's a very good chance that there was no Drifloon in this list, which is beneficial for us. It does mean that they're probably going for the TM Devo route then. So we just have to protect our Pidgeot with the Mist Energy, and we should be relatively okay. from that point forward. So we're also being very conscious about how many stadiums that they have used. They've used one Mystery Garden, and now they've used their second Artazon. It's the two stadiums that are likely in this list, and the only two stadiums that are likely in this list. So now, because we do play Battle Cage, we can actually go out and grab Battle Cage and bump that stadium, and then be locking them out of their Monkey Dories to do damage to our bench Pokemon for the rest of the game, which is pretty solid. Now, it doesn't protect the active Pokemon, obviously. They want to target the Charizard, get damage on the Charizard. Doesn't protect the active Pokemon, but it's going to be very important in this game that they can't damage the bench for us, because you'll see in a little bit. Spoiler alert. So we'll see Latias coming in here. Wasn't thinking that we're going to see an attack out of Latias, but we do actually see the Gardevoir attaching 3 energies to Latias. Now, whether this play is correct or not, it's very unusual. It's very unorthodox. Because Latias, much like Mew, has a 0 retreat cost. It has a free retreat cost because of its ability. If its ability shut off, it does have the 2 retreat cost, but we have nothing to shut down Latias' ability, so it does have a free retreat cost just like Mew. So those 3 energies are not going anywhere unless we ourselves go ahead and knock out the Latias. So I believe that it looks like our opponent wants us to take the Latias here and free up those 3 energy. They get the free 200 damage down onto Pidgeot that they would have to give up 2 prizes for. So I don't particularly want to give up stuff to my opponent that they want to do here. So we're going to go out and grab Battle Cage with Pidgeot because we top decked the boss. Insanely good top deck for us. We're going to go Mist Energy onto Pidgeot. We're going to grab up the Gardevoir here, bring out the Charizard, and Charizard is going to take its first KO here of the game. Ho-Oh doing the heavy lifting up to this point. So 360, they have not taken a prize, doesn't matter. 180 times 2, more than enough to clear the Gardevoir's HP. And we're going to take 2 more prizes. So we are 2 prizes away from winning the game. We have game on board right now if we don't have a hand disruption. If they knock out Charizard, we have maximum belt on Ho-Oh. Pidgeot searches out boss's orders. If they retreat Latias, we can boss Latias back up, hit for 150 with Ho-Oh because there's no Terra on the bench. It goes back down to 100, but that still would be enough for a knockout. So because we have game on board right now, of course we will not be allowed to play it as it stands. So our opponent has Night Stretcher's Gardevoir from the discard pile, grabs the rare candy, and then go ahead. Gardevoir back on the field. And we're about to be in a little bit of pain here. As they do have quite a lot of energy, so Mew can absolutely take a knockout on Charizard here. Mew is swinging for 300 with Burning Darkness. We're down to 2 prizes. Mew is more than enough to be able to go ahead and knock Charizard out. So Arven goes to the bin. Ralts goes to the bin. Fezandipiti comes down. They have 10 cards left in their deck here, so not a whole lot of variance left in this Gardevoir's deck. They can basically get what they want to get here. They're going to be able to Super Rod, so they're Super Rodding in, I believe, Monkey Dory and Dark Energy here. Monkey Dory, Dark, and Screamtail. So they're looking for the second Monkey Dory at this point in time. Fez is going to hit the table, and I believe they have a Lily's Determination here. They restart 4-2. They get Monkey down, so Monkey was off of that, so it was not Lily's, my mistake. So the Earthen Vessel here for the Dark Energies, and they still have flipped the script as well, so Dark Energy onto Monkey Dory. They're thinning their deck as much as possible because they're trying to get something. Not entirely sure what they were looking for here, but they were trying to dig for something, and they still do have flipped the script. So they're going to go down to 6 cards in their deck, and at this point, I still don't think they played a supporter, so they still have a supporter to play, which unfortunately is going to be the card that they were digging for. So they bring up the Mew. They're going to attach the 3 energies that are remaining in the discard pile to Mew. So it's going to be 6 energies committed to board here on 2 Pokemon that do not have retreat costs, which is not great for Gardevoir, as this does leave a very thin line for me to play through. So it is going to be Iono, unfortunately for me. So they have 6 cards left in deck. They shuffle 3 back in. They're going to draw 6 because they have 6 prizes. They're down to 3 cards in their deck. Leaves us with a Jet Energy and a Buddy Poffin, so not very much to work with here. We don't have a whole lot to work with. So They are going to Adrenaline Brain 60 damage over onto Charizard, not leave too much damage on us, because what they would like to do here, if we didn't have Battle Cage, they would love to put that 60 damage onto Pidgeot to threaten a 4-prize turn over the next 2 turns here and leave us with absolutely nothing in shambles. We prevented that with Battle Cage. Battle Cage now protects Pidgeot on the bench, and Charizard is the one that gets knocked out anyways, because Charizard was in range regardless of the monkey damage. So Battle Cage actually saved us the game here. Massive. So we get Ultra Ball. Not forgetting that we discarded Fez earlier this game, so we don't have access to Fezandipiti at this point, unfortunately, because we could have gotten into something else. Something else here. Because basically what we wanted to see here is we wanted to get access to Maximum Belt. So if we had Fezandipiti, we potentially had Maximum Belt. We didn't have Fezandipiti, so we have to go for Plan B, which we go out and we search out Boss's Orders. Now, it's going to have to be Boss's Orders. We don't realize it immediately, but I did notice that they had 6 Psychic Energy in play. So we have to take a quick look here in the discard pile to notice that they have 0 Psychic Energies available to them. So Gardevoir is vulnerable with 3 cards left in the deck. They have 1 Psychic Energy and 1 Dark Energy very likely left, and that means 2 turns of attaching, because they've used a lot of their discard already to get to this point. So not being able to discard a Psychic Energy here is going to be a fatal flaw for them. They have 3 cards left in their deck. We're not going to take a knockout here, so we're not giving them any cards. They can't draw any cards. Obviously, they can't play Research here to be able to do anything, because if they play Research, they have no cards left in the deck to get them through the next turn. So they're in a rock and a hard they're between a rock and a hard place right now. So we promote Ho-Oh. We don't give them any damage counters to work with. They still have 6 damage counters to work with, obviously, on Latias, but just in case things go south for us here next turn, we don't have to deal with this. They have 2 Lilies in hand. They're going to Secret Box here for nothing because they have nothing left in their deck. They have 2 cards left. There's no Turo available for them by the looks of it. Not a lot of these lists play Turo, so it doesn't look like they have Turo. They're checking to see if they have energy left. They place 1 energy onto Gardevoir. They're going to Adrenaline Brain to the only place they can efficiently, and they're going to put it right onto Ho-Oh, and then they're going to have to pass turn because they can't do anything here. But all we need now, we need to Heart of the Cards. 28 cards. We have 2 Super Rods. We have 2 Super Rods and 28 cards. We know that there's at least a Super Rod shuffled back into the deck at some point. And we get a Super Rod so that we can Pidgeot search for a Charizard for game. Boom! Top deck! Super Rod! We just guarantee the Charizard back in with the 2 Fire Energies, and Pidgeot is going to finish this game by grabbing Charizard. We have the retreat with Ho-Oh, and we are golden! Charizard wins the game. Gardevoir stuck in the active slot off of that Boss's Orders, because we are very astutely noticed that they did not have any energy left in the discard pile, and that is all she wrote. The game is over. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll be back in the next one.